and I Award for Non-Fiction 2025 winner is Neil Basu.
Congratulations, not just on this, but your entire career. It's an extraordinary achievement for a British Asian to get. Extremely. What would you say to a young British Asian who's thinking of joining the police now?
That's an easy question to answer because his name is Joshua Basu and he's my son.
Not another Asian going into the stats business. Let him do something else, Neil.
He's not that happy about the fact that my name's on the door either.
No, well, that's interesting in itself, right? Because I host the Asian Business Awards. There is that generational thing coming through. How conscious is your son of what that surname means in the police and the choice to be made, whether that becomes a burden to him or whether it's something he wants to disassociate himself from, or because of your achievements and how proud he is of you, he'll use it as a kind of jet fuel?
I had the great privilege of leading a couple of sons of very, very well-known police officers. I asked them that question as my kids were growing up in case one of them wanted to become a police officer, and they said it's been swings and roundabouts, but sometimes I just like to go on the swing. And I'm incredibly proud of him, and I'm incredibly humbled to say that he's incredibly proud of me. That's not a bad combination. I think he's slightly irritated that so far he hasn't met anyone who really dislikes me, and he's thinking, what did you really do for 30 years as a cop? But I wish him the greatest of success. I'm very pleased that the month I was retiring was the month that he retired. That does seem like something quite special.
Unbelievable. I mean, when I was a very young child, I didn't want to be a police officer. I wanted to be a writer. So this is a kind of weird thing to be happening to me at 57 years old. But the screaming words of Bill Bryson are in my head. All these people writing memoirs and thinking they're authors. I don't think I'm an author. I think as a writer, I was a particularly good cop. But it's an important story, I think, and it was a story to make my colleagues sit up and take notice. I hope it achieves that effect. Well, the Solanki family, and particularly Amit Roy and Barney Chowdhury, sort of adopted me about 7 years ago. They recognised my career, recognised what I'd done. I got the GG2 Man of the Year award in 2019 from them, and they've always made me feel like an extended part of their family. And it's just such a shame that the year in which they came into my life, my father left this life and he wasn't alive to see this. And as a proud Hindu from Calcutta, he would have been utterly overwhelmed, and a prodigious reader himself. He would not have expected his police officer's son to be given an award for writing, but he would have loved it. So this is for him and my mother, who are two unbelievable heroes. You know, a mixed race marriage at a time in this country where that just was not something that people did. And their story is much more interesting than mine, but they're my heroes and this is for them. Well, I read, because I read the Eastern Eye on a regular basis, and the Eastern Eye is a tremendous, objective, fact-based understanding of the country and the culture that you are both living in, and the culture and the country that you've left behind. And you need to understand both to be properly part of the world that you're in. My father would have absolutely understood that. And of course, let's be honest, it's just got brilliant journalism. So, you know, you never lose out by reading good writers and what they say. And I'm particularly impressed with a number of them, not least the venerable and brilliant Amit Roy.